let's do some takeaways for a minute. And if you guys, anybody wants to come up and talk about their experience, they're going to catch it on camera. That'd be super cool. If you don't want to, hey, I'll be hurt in my big-ass house with my cool-ass car. But no, I'd love to have you guys up and talk about your experience. Is this a question or you?
On the Facebook ads?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the Facebook ads, the you or your, you could use you or your or whatever, but you can't do it if you're implying something about them, like their financial status, sexual orientation, overweight, health, pretty much anything like that.
That matters.
Right, because
yeah.
but no, just those specific things. So in certain niches, it could be difficult because you want to say, hey, you could lose weight. No, you can't do stuff like that.
Can you use the words? Can you because it might be more effective to use the word feeling blue, feeling lost, feeling forgotten. You know, because I think that might be more effective because that's what you really want to get to. You don't want to get to like, are you fat? You know, you want to be like, are you feeling? You don't have to say you. You say feeling uncomfortable, feeling tired. You know, feeling unfocused, whatever. You know, you may be able to do that. I'll think about how to do that. I've never had that problem presented to me.
You can use it in most cases, like we use it, and I think Amanda said she uses it and stuff, but it just, those certain things you have to be careful.
Yeah.
But in Facebook's own examples they have, you should be talking to your audience, and in their own example it says...
How do you say that without saying you?
No, they say, you know, hey, do you want to celebrate 4th of July for fun? You know, or something like that. That would be fine. Stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay, thanks.
What about humor?
Yeah. What about humor in your pitches?
Yeah, I mean, no, just the emails.
Be really careful. I mean, emails, I think humor is kind of fun. Be really careful in your pitches because, man, your sense of humor and mine are different, right?
But if they know your personality.
If they know your personality, it's kind of okay. It's like Gary Halbert used to write, I loved when he was putting out the newsletter, he would send an email that says, I just finished the latest issue of the Gary Halbert letter, and you're a sorry shit weasel if you don't go read it right now, right? That totally fit his persona, right? I think you can do that to some extent depending on how your brand is.
Yeah, I mean,
if your brand is cool, if you're trying to be cool, I don't know if that's necessarily been your brand. I think your brand's always been, and I'm smarter than you brand, right?
Something like that, but it's also like more lifestyle. Like one time, AJ had to like edit this out of an email, but we were talking about like the Range Rover, like the yesterday, right? Like, you know, and I put down that Porsches are for prostitutes and plastic surgeons, you know, like or something like that. But in the email,
but that's just
fine.
being a baller prick.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fits your thing, right? I don't mean that even a bad way.
No, right.
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with you being kind of a New Yorker, former Goldman Sachs. Kind of a prick. Kind of a prick.
Billions. Yeah,
kind of a prick.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of a prick. And that's okay. I think you might want to stick with that.
Good.
There's nothing wrong with it. And you do it so well.
Yeah.
Hey, Perry, on more transactional or even lower ticket stuff, would you ever have sort of the price at the very top? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. All the time I do it on Tripwire stuff. Get this $29 thing for $1 or whatever, all the time. If it's purely a cool thing that they want and it's value-driven pitch, absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic. And we're switching a lot of our stuff right now, get it for $1. We were doing a lot of free stuff, and Facebook is hating that right now. So we're doing like, get this cool T-shirt for just $5 plus free shipping, and you're gonna get these bonuses with it.
Would you still have the letter
No,
elements?
I don't do the letter on that. The letter comes after that. That's such a short, impulsive sale. Like for your guys, like if you were doing a camera T-shirt, I promise you, if you will do a camera T-shirt as a Tripwire, you will sell a freaking metric fuck ton of them. Yep. And I know the T-shirt design and everything. I even know the dude that can print a T-shirt. I'm just kidding, but no kidding. I bet you'd sell a ton of them.
But on like, what about core products that we have that we still do the one-time products for like $50? Should we even bother with all this?
Yeah, the $50 letter. I think you still need a letter for $50.
Okay.
I do. But if it's just impulsive, it's a couple bucks or whatever. Now you just show a cool picture of it, show something cool it does. You get this for $1, get this for $5, get this for $7. I don't think you need to. We did a very short form sales letter. Digital marketer has it for all the execution plans. It's very formulaic. It's basically headline, an opening paragraph, some bullet points, and a button. Yeah, and that's pretty much the way you want to do it on your low dollar stuff. Be very, very brief about that stuff. All right. Anybody want to come up and do takeaways? Who wants to come? Come on, girl. Tell us what you think. So what are your thoughts so far?
Hello.
So were you skeptical when you thought about coming here? No, just kidding.
Yes, I was.
What do you think so far? After going through the weekend, what do you think?
I honestly, I realized as an entrepreneur that I needed to really learn copy. So I started like a couple months ago taking courses, and you just blew my mind these 2 days. Because Ibert is not a professional copywriter and a very good storyteller, but having all these tools are fantastic because now I'm going to go home. I bring my copywriter assistant, Stephanie, which was the one writing all the copy for our company. So now we're going to get together to really get the job done.
What do you think, Stephanie? You like have a good time? Cool.
And I think it's also that you let us bring the employers.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a big thing.
Member,
yeah,
so.
yeah, you get to bring people with you, and you can send, you can send people and not come. I know that's not. I'd rather you not do that. I love you. Was I trying to make Was I trying to make a suggestion? Not really.
You know what? Jeff and I we were thinking about that, but honestly, as a business owner, we need to get involved in what we tell our clients because in my case, I'm the boss. Yeah. In my company, and nobody can pass the message better than me. You know how I realized that? I have my social media in the hands of my employers for years, and I noticed in my social media was going down in reach. As soon as I start take over, as I start writing the message, communicating with them, it's again back. Right. So I think as a business owner, yes, it's great that we grow and all that stuff, but we really need to be in charge of the message, or at least know what we're doing in our business so our employers can get a better message.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's the best to come, if the member comes with an employee, it's a great idea. So now you're passing down knowledge, you're getting people, you're helping people to grow, and you're learning so that you can help support them.
Yeah,
right?
and we get the words together. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be my first project that I'm writing the copy. So we start this year where our bigger goal is doing the continuity program. So we're doing our first membership side.
What do you think your number one takeaway was from the week, from being here the last couple of days?
I think really understand the steps that you need to do in order to communicate with the person and the others. The structure, because like you say, sometimes I start for the middle and then goes to the beginning, and then I don't have an ending, and I don't sell. That. So people is like, what? Confused. So I think having that structure and the checklist is amazing. And Stephanie and I were like, oh my God, we're gonna do this. I already ordered all the books, so I'm gonna listen in the airplane, go back home. So I think having that structure is amazing for any business, even for my videos. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, for the same model works for videos. Even if you're just in a video that covers the headlines and the bullet points in the video, that'll make a good 5-10 minute video, and you'll get a big point across. It's definitely good enough to gather leads or to sell a low dollar product.
And you know, we pay to a copywriter in Spanish big bucks of money. And Stephanie and I, we have to be working for this past year and a half to changing every single thing of that copy in order to convert more. Yeah. So why pass all the word and spend all the money if we can just come here, sit down for 4 days when we go back home and do it? I mean, we'll let you know. I think we're going to make millions. But
I can't wait to hear the result.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You do a lot of videos when you're selling stuff, right? With the exercises. Yeah. Has this changed the way that you're going to script your videos going forward? Will you apply any of this to your videos? Because we do a lot of videos too.
I mean, I did a course before this one. It was just in a storytelling. And I shoot my last video for you too. It was a tour of my house. And I applied everything I learned in the process, the steps. And Jeff just said, Ingrid, we just keep the retention. We went for 3.5 to 6 minutes. So it was bigger retention just by follow the stats to really engage the people with the message, with the copy. Before they give me a topic and I just start blah, 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 and people just leave. So I think yes.
Having
for
call
sure.
to action at the end.
Even
for sure.
go on the stage.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I did a conference in Mexico. I couldn't believe it. Like getting all those people to stay, cry, give me a kiss, don't want even to leave. I'm like, dude, I gotta go home. But you know how much you can change your message.
If you can get to that emotional core, that's it. It's like getting that emotional why. So for you guys that don't know who Ingrid is, I know some of you guys here are not in War Room. Ingrid's been in War Room for how long?
3 years.
3 years. So their business hasn't grown. It's probably went down since then, right? I'm joking. But Ingrid's got how many followers on Instagram?
Well, we have in total almost 21 million in the
Just 21
whole social
million.
media. We have Facebook, Instagram.
She kind of knows what she's doing. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Thank you so much,
Thank
darling.
you.
You're
And
fabulous.
I say
and
three wired
wonderful.
all the time, and people don't understand what I'm talking. I say Asbury.
Love you. Thanks.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Hey, Alex. Come on up. What up?
So we know each other a long time.
A minute.
2002?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
100 years ago.
Yeah. So my heart to yours.
Probably about that.
2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan too. It's one thing having a friend who's a marketer. It's another thing coming as a willing student and learning from
It's
master
really
teacher.
flattering too. It's cool when I see. It scares the snot out of me when I see guys like Nate and guys like you guys from Money Map and the professional copywriters in the room. It scares the snot out of me. And I see experienced marketers, the people that I've learned from. I got loads. I came across going through this. I'm digging through all my garage, and I've got teleseminar secrets on DVD, on CD and DVD in my garage that I'm going through, looking through books, picking up copy hooks and things because I bought that from you 100 years ago, or I probably just downloaded it off of a torrent, but maybe I bought it. I'm just kidding, I bought it.
Well, I'll tell you what was meaningful. Like, copywriting's hard. You know, learning how to write copy, you're crawling through the Shawshank Redemption tunnel, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
But if someone started here, it's like you putting a sledgehammer and getting them out after 100 yards versus 500 yards. And I've been to lots of people that you mentioned, their copywriting clinics. I brought John Marino. This is the most transferable course I've been through,
great.
you know, with the
Thank
checklist. And the biggest takeaway is when I'm writing now, I'm asking what chemical am I releasing in their body?
Yeah.
Is that a
It's super jamming
Is that a
too when you get to do
serotonin,
it.
paragraph, or
And
is that
you
a
might not
dopamine?
want that in that order,
Right.
because it's like people do this.
That's a good checklist.
Some
'cause
people,
it's only 4.
Yeah,
you know?
some people learn it, but then they don't learn the sequence to apply it, and you can really screw it up. You know, if you start bringing up nostalgic old wounds too early on, there's a place for that. You know, when you're doing your reverse future casting, that's a time to remind them of the girlfriend that they had in high school that they never went and asked out, and she married their best friend, and they missed that opportunity. That's the time to do it, not here. In a positive message, if you're in a negative message, you do it up here, you know? So there's this, you want to hit that, you know? Are you going to get screwed one more time when you buy your next car? You know, you want to right out front, just hit them in the head with some cortisol and remind them of the last time they got ripped off buying a car. So.
And the other thing is, I brought John, and it's one thing, if you bring a salesperson and they learn sales, they don't know how to write copy. But if you bring someone to learn copy, they automatically learn how to sell.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a twofer. And then I want to do a confession. Like when you guys started with War Room, like I'm a War Room member now, but it's my first year. And I've known him since 2002 because I thought I knew you, we could talk, but we never talked.
I don't talk to anybody that doesn't pay me.
Never. No, but we talk when we're here, right? Well, where are the War Room members? Okay, don't judge me for this statement because I'm a newbie. I thought this was part of War Room. Right? I thought this was...
It's a benefit of War Room.
Right, because I
but
came
this
in
is
for
not
free.
a War Room at all.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I haven't been to my first War Room yet, right? So
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it. So, I thought, and Austin was War Room. I thought, hey, there's another one, and I get to bring my employees for free.
No, War Room's War Room's very
more
not
networking.
to interrupt, but War Room is really experiential. When you go to a War Room, It's, yeah, right? Experiences. You get to experience Sal. You get to experience, I'm going to fuck with Sal for a minute because he needs it. But no, but it is very experiential. It's networking. It's a great time. You learn a lot, but you're learning lots of bites, right? So you're learning, somebody comes in that's the best. We just had we did social last one. We had the best Instagram person, the best Pinterest person, and the best YouTube person in the world at the last War Room. And they spent, 30 minutes, 45 minutes each, but there's not a deep dive, right? And we've never had the deep dives into those things. So now this year, we've added these intensives so that, because I would always do copy, and it was like I could never do enough copy. People want to hear, Perry tells us how to write headlines again. And I'm like, but yeah, do it. Or we'll talk about bullets, or we'll talk about slants, or we'll talk about angles. But it's always a thing. So these things now added to War Room, which are almost every month, lets you, if you really need in your business, copy, right? It lets you deep dive into copy. If you don't need copy, don't come. Maybe you got great copywriters, or maybe you don't have time. You send your copywriters, right? So that's kind of the Benny.
And one other final thing that you said that few people do, but copywriting.
Yeah.
Other people's ads. I do it in pencil.
Yeah.
Legal pad. Like John and I are going to do the same Halpert ads every week.
Yeah.
And just kind of be accountability purposes.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
tough.
I just know Kennedy. I know you've done it. I've done it, but it was a while back. You start thinking like the copywriter.
You really do. And I actually channel a shitload of Gary Halbert when I write
You
copy.
release the chemicals they were releasing when they're
I
writing.
really do. I channel a lot of Gary Halbert because that's where I spent most of my learning experience. That's the person who was my hero I thought was the best. And my copy, and Gary's copy wasn't everybody's cup of tea. It really wasn't. You had to, and my copy's not everybody's cup of tea. I'm too offensive and in people's face a lot of times with my copy, a little too bold. I like that, though. That's the market I like to be in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Come on up, hon. God, these are all my best friends. So I'm like, everybody's.
Don't. He's lying. He paid us all. And a lot. No. Anyway, for me, I run an agency, and so what happens is I end up having to fix copy. And offers that don't work, or I don't.
Or you lose your client.
Or I lose my client.
Because their stuff sucks.
Yeah, because I mean.
Can you sell my dog shit product?
So.
Why not? You suck.
And so copies, out of necessity, I've had to write copy, and it's not where I live and breathe. And so I would find, I'd call it creative constipation, right? Where I'd sit there and I'd be like, what do I write next and whatnot? And this framework is going to take a lot of the pain out of it. And that's really, really important. The other thing is that the process that you use 4 days makes me feel less like a jerk, because sometimes it would take me a week to get stuff done. I'd be like, why didn't I get it done in 3 hours? Well,
you really can't.
If it takes Perry 4 days and it takes me 5, I've won the game.
You're going to get shitty copy if it's written fast. I don't care who writes it. Unless you just on the weird occasion that just everything lines up, but you're almost never going to get the whole piece. Right. You might get the head and the lead in 20 minutes. I might get that in the bathtub, right? And that's what usually happens. You probably, I don't know if Nate, if you're the same way, but like me, I'll sit around noodling this thing in my head, and I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be like, got it. And I'll write the head and the lead in 10 minutes. Right. But I might have thought about it for
a
12 hours.
Yeah,
right?
A day, and you got that. But there's that. And then the other thing I thought was really interesting, and one of the things we do is we spend a lot of time in research. Keyword research, competitor research, and whatnot. And Perry's like, take a look at the best-selling books on Amazon and look at the reviews of what pisses people off. And I was like, oh my God, that's the simplest thing ever.
Emotional research too.
Yeah. But I never thought of doing that. I called Steve. I was like, why don't we do this?
Yeah, it's amazing what it's so simple, right? It's not complicated.
And then and that whole thing, that last checklist on looking at stuff and some of those questions I asked about, that's smart. That's just smart.
But it's a little like little like Hemingway. It's just gonna piss you off because you're gonna go through your offers. You know, there are a couple big rules I can tell you. You go through your offers that didn't work. If you guys are copywriters, have written offers that were turds in the past, look at how many things you ask people to believe. That's almost the number one reason my things that are turds were turds. I ask them to believe too many things.
Well, I remember when we did Mobile Local Fusion, and you did what do you call them? The blind bullets.
Yeah.
And I so that we did this product together.
She was calling me, asking me what it was.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I said, it's in your course. I just called it something else.
And he's like, oh, that's da-da-da. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, wait a minute, I did this course. It took me 3 months to put together, and now he's got me answering all these questions. I mean, of course, he's like, no, that's just the way I framed this, that, and the other. Anyway, I thought it was, do you remember that morning it released? And I'm like, Perry, what is this?
I didn't teach any of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you.
Thank you,
very
darling.
much.
I appreciate it. It's one of my, Laura, by the way, runs an agency called Yada Yada Marketing. She's a rock solid agency provider for, what all are you doing now? Facebook, Google?
Google, we do some native, you know, some web development as needed and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, basically it's, you know, it's traffic.
Mean as a rattlesnake.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have to be with some of the people.
She's like a loving rattlesnake. She's my friend, and we've been friends forever and ever, rock solid. Guy Cohen.
Can we keep it clean?
I don't think so, not with you. This is of all the people in War Room, this is Guy Cohen. He's from Britain. He's a traitor. He is the nastiest, grossest, sickest person I've ever seen. He sends me shit that offends me. Text messages of, I don't want to talk about it, but it's gross. But other than that, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show?
Well, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. So I'm in the financial industry, and so we think of things in a very binary kind of way, results orientated. And one of the many things I got from this was the structure that I wanted to be able to, you know, supervise copywriters and actually see whether they've done a good job or not, or whether they just try and pass something off on me, which has happened before. But the other part that was so interesting about all this was the emotion side. I'm always thinking about, okay, how many hundreds of thousands did you make in my testimonial that I'm asking
But we do almost nothing based on that.
Yeah. And
if you think you do almost nothing based on that.
Exactly.
Right?
It's all about how much money did you make, not what did you spend it on, and then all the chemicals and all that as well. So that was just sort of converting the digits into emotions was like, oh, that's such an eye-opener for someone like me as well, because
You look at a guy like Dan Kennedy, as square as Dan is, he just wants to buy more horses. That's all he wants money for. Money's just a thing. Once you get a certain point with money, it's just a number. It's not a big deal. You got enough to take care of you. After that, and some people, that's $10,000 a month. By the way, $10,000 a month is a magical number. If you ask 100 people on the phone where they feel like they'll be successful at when they make $10,000 a month. Why that is, I don't know. But I mean, like 99 out of 100 to give you that answer. But once a person's established, they feel comfortable, then they really are thinking about the things that they would do if they had that money, the freedoms they would have. Some would leave their husbands. Some would leave their wives. Some would move to another country. Some would travel and work from their laptop. Some would buy horses. Some would buy me. I'd buy more classic cars. I love classic cars, right? I want to collect more cars. There's 5 or 6 cars I want right now. I got to make some more money. So, but I don't need classic cars. I want classic cars because they're fun, right? And if you can learn that emotional thing, why do I want classic cars? You know why? Because I'm a big fucking show-off. Because I'm insecure. That's why I want classic cars. I can go drive my cool car around and people will talk to me versus it'll give them a reason to talk to me versus me having to reach out to talk to them. Because I'm actually not a terribly social person. I am at these things because that's that guise that I've got. You know, I do that here, and I like everybody, and when I do it, but in my normal life, I don't. So there's all these like different levels, right? Why do photographers want to take photos? Why do they feel the importance to steal that image of time? I don't know, but I promise you there's some good reasons that aren't that they want photos, right? There got to be other reasons.
Yeah, and also what you've given is a playbook. and it's like literally by numbers, but then also an awful lot of magical touches there as well. So I'm really pleased I've come this way, and I can now I know now when I'm getting a decent piece of work or not.
How long did it take you to get here?
11 and a half hours
11
from
and a
London, and I'm going in a couple of hours.
Back.
Yeah, I arrived on Monday and going
Fantastic.
tonight.
Well, thanks
so
for
it was
doing
well
that.
worth it, though. Well worth it.
It's a great,
Thank
it's
you.
a very flattering thing that you do that. Thanks,
you.
Guy. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to, does anybody got any hand sanitizer? All right, thanks. Yeah, come on up. Go ahead.
So hi, my name is Carl. So I own an advertising agency. So basically we specialize in client acquisition. So we were specifically specializing in lead generation first, but then I started to make the bold promise of like getting your first client in the door in 14 days or less, and we offer it as a trial.
Yeah.
So, but the only way we make it work is if we have a great offer. Like if the client doesn't have a great offer, it's never going to work, because at first I was taking on clients that they didn't even ask for the sale. They didn't even have no offer. They didn't.
I get this all the time now. Agencies, Facebook ad agencies, or you got one, are coming to me now saying, how can I make offers better? And I said, well, do you have offers? No, but my clients do, and I'm going to lose them as clients if I don't help them fix their freaking offer. That's crazy, but it's true. Right?
Yeah, actually, we lose only one client, and that's the client that didn't want to do offer. So luckily we got it at first in the beginning of in my adventure as an agency. But then I started to do offer, and my first offer that I did is after I purchased your selling secret
selling system, yeah.
And it was like all-you-can-eat tartar night for a restaurant.
Yeah.
But the guy was just selling all-you-can-eat tartar, and he put a picture on his website, and that's it. But I did the 21-step long sales letter for that tartar, and it was converting cold traffic at 15% conversion. People were reserving like crazy.
Eat tartar.
Got like 1,600.
My copy sells raw meat.
1,600 share on Facebook.
That's
for
crazy.
My first offer.
How
so
cool is
then
that?
the problem is I didn't have system to write offer. So I was taking on new client in different niches. One of my biggest mistake. So even though I was making money, I was truly sad, and I was almost depressed because I could not keep on writing these offers. I didn't know how did I make it convert. I was following the system, but now today, I knew that you were giving us the system, and just like the fill in the blank template, the fibs as you call it, and I will just first of all, I will set up a call, the first call, and I will do the research process.
Fill in the blanks while you're on the call.
Yeah, exactly.
You pretty much can.
With the client,
Once you get used to it, it seems like a lot right now. It's going to go really fast when you get used to it. I can fill out that back sheet now on an offer. I do my research. Once I'm done, I can fill out that back sheet 15, 20 minutes. Or you can do it on a call with the person. Take a lot of notes. Find out what it is that makes them tick. Yeah.
That's what we did just last month with two of the clients that we got. We're just asking them questions, but now we're just going to do the research process with them, because they already know pretty much. They don't know if you just ask them, but if you're with them on the call, they will tell you a much different story. Because if you send them just the sheet, they're going to answer a question like, who's your client? Everybody. Who's your product? We're selling dentist services. But if you talk to them, they open super emotional.
Right.
And then I'd say my biggest takeaway was the fact that when you say getting your headline emotional, at first, I was doing all my headline emotional, and then since I didn't have a system and I started to take on more clients, I wanted to get more done quickly.
Yeah.
And last night, I got back to my all best converting Facebook ads, and they were all emotional headline. But I changed it over time, and my conversion goes down. And my other one would be the fact that all sub-headlines should stand as a standalone.
Watch Mad Men. Watch all of Mad Men, because all those Mad Men episodes are all about how you're finding an emotion in a product. How do you find an emotion in a pack of cigarettes? How do you find emotion in soap? And they had to find emotion in soap. Calgon, take me away. It's transformational. You can imagine you're somewhere else because you put salt in the water. It's crazy how that works, but it totally works.
Yeah, and with the system like this, and also like me, you can see I will not be the Dan Kennedy or Gary Albert. I don't speak English perfectly. I don't even speak French perfectly in my own language, because I do both most of the time.
Yeah.
But with that, I just do a full first super quick draft, and I send them to a lady in France. She does all my copywriting. She just rewrite what I write badly with all the bad spelling and stuff.
And then you can just, after each sentence, you just say,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do.
It would be good. It would be good too. And that's it. That was my takeaway. And by the way, thank you.
Appreciate it.
That's
Thanks,
because of you that I had the courage to start my agency after that great offer, that great success.
That's awesome.
And then I took off since then.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. All right, guys. Anybody got? Oh, come on up.
Okay, so I was very skeptical as a copywriter who I've tried blanking.
That stool's just not cooperating with you, is it? Here,
like
I don't want to.
I'm a butterfly.
I almost got in a lot of trouble just then. Uh-oh. HR point.
That's so funny.
Are you just gonna? What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna stand. Okay. So I was very skeptical about this, not at first because I am a fan.
Well, thanks.
But when I showed my girl copywriter friends, they went, "Oh my goodness, that guy's so offensive."
Oh my God, so gross.
But yeah, a lot of feminists in that group. Luckily, I only look like a feminist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or a liberal, I should
Yeah.
say. But but no, I was mainly skeptical because I've tried templates before, and I've tried
templates
systems.
suck. Were you the one that wrote the message to Roland?
No, actually.
Somebody wrote Roland a message. Says, "Is this really going to work? The systems don't really work." And da da da. They wrote a big long thing down.
So I've tried that. I've tried.
I can't work without one.
Yeah, I tried spending weeks on stuff that cost $3,000, trying to twist its arm to get it to work for the product that I was writing for, and it just couldn't work. And for me, I work for a branding agency with high-profile clients. I have a lot of, I get a lot, like emotionally, it's a lot of pressure on myself. And when I think of, like you said before, you went through all these copywriting courses to get the nuggets out of it.
Every one of them.
I went through copywriting courses galore, and I have all this knowledge in my head, and it wears on me. Like, just thinking, like, I need to get this done. I have lots of deadlines. I have my 3 kids that are super little, and I don't want to just be working all the time. I was working on Mother's Day, so just the fact that this is now a system that I can do every day.
Got a starting point.
Yeah, it's something.
And an end point.
It's something that can be a routine. I was trained on how to spend 2 months on a sales letter. That's how I was first trained. Now I have a system that I can use to pull those nuggets out and just have something that will at least give me a very powerful rough draft that I can run by clients, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
going to have my sanity.
By the way, you guys get to send me, I think there's a bonus in there or something that I wrote where you guys can send me your first letter to review. And I'll review it, mark it up with you, get on a webinar with you, and go through and show you what I like and what I don't like. So I hope you guys use that. But don't send it to me as your shit's done, okay? It's going to be a waste of your time and a waste of my time. Finish it till you think it's the best thing you got. Send it to me, and then I'll go through and kind of show you what I like, what I don't like, and if there's anything I can improve. I'm glad to do it.
That is awesome, too.
Thank you. Linda, thank you, honey. I appreciate it so much. Thanks.
And can you make a course on how to be offensive?
Oh, I've got that.
Because it's really hard for me.
I got that nailed down. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Where did Sal go? He could do that. Come on up. Yeah, whoever would like to come up.
No, we don't know each other at all, except for that night in Phoenix.
Yeah, except for that one time, the band camp,
I'm a hypnotherapist, 37 years in New York. I was one of the top 5 in the world, do 1 to 5 hour sessions. So I've been around since all the early New Age speakers, early Tony Robbins when he was doing his free stuff. I've gone to everybody's class or spoke at their events. And there's only a handful of people. A year ago, I told my friend, the only person left I want to see is Perry Belcher. Because I saw a secret selling system. I use it as like a pacifier to feel good for no reason at all. I play, and I got it legitimate.
You need more
off
friends.
a torrent site.
Yeah, some guy did that to me. I go to a coffee shop with, "You're Perry Belcher, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you did secret selling." I said, "Yeah." "Dude, I've used your product. I used to work at a coffee shop. I'm making money. I make over $100,000 a year now because of your product." And I said, "That's fantastic." I said, "You still have it?" "No, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't really buy it. I downloaded it off a torrent site." "How about you give me some fucking money then?"
I gave you some money. But I do hypnotherapy, and it was a very intense process. I go through those earlier memories with your adult self, and then we'd go back through them knowing what you know now, and it would change the feeling. But it wasn't until this class that you came up with the chemical components. If I had that part as a marketing scheme, I would have blown everybody out of the water, because nobody's using that.
Yeah, I don't think really anybody, except for the guys that pay millions of dollars, the Madison Avenue guys that get it. You know, and I don't even think they're nearly as good as they used to be.
Well, I had scientists explain it to me, but it was like listening to paint peel.
Right.
You know, it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
So I got a lot of stuff out of this. I'm semi-retired. I put together a group for veterans. I'm teaching them to do exactly what I do. It's called Brigade of Angels. Veterans are committing suicide at 40 to 60% according to the government, so it's probably much higher. You give them a job. Most of them can't even hold, you know, a minimum wage job. But it also helps them help others because it's free. They have one obligation. They have to work with 200 fellow veterans for free. So if you know anybody,
very cool.
Be traveling the U.S. in an RV. And I really thank you because
thank you. If I
I'm
can
going to
help
see
you,
lots of your stuff.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was very kind. Yeah, come on up. Stand up. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'll stand up.
I stole your joke, Shirley. She got your joke. I told her to stand up. I was joking. I always joke with Shirley. I said, come on, Shirley, stand up when she's standing up because she's so short. You feel free to sit. I'm just joking.
I know I'm short.
Yeah.
I'm cute, right?
Cute enough.
Cute enough. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about what I took this weekend. Weekdays, right? Yeah, kind of, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm
Every
a
day's a
new
weekend.
board member. I have just a few months since I'm here. One of the meetings, I took a tip that literally took me 5 minutes to implement it, and we made 40,000 in 5 days, and we were just testing. We were struggling.
Which one was it? What'd you do?
SMS.
Huh?
Remember,
Oh,
it was
SMS.
the SMS
Yeah,
thing.
that's Amanda back in the back. If you guys, I didn't really introduce. I always introduce Amanda early. I forgot this time. I'm so sorry. This Amanda Dobson is back in the back. She's the Farrah Fawcett-looking tall chick in a black dress. She looks stupid, but she's really not. She's cool. Yeah, but no, Amanda, all the stuff that I talk about, Amanda does. And a lot of what I learn, a big portion of what I learn and we test, I'll have an idea, or Amanda will have an idea. She's the person who proves those ideas, who tests those things out and calls up and says, hey, I did this and guess what happened? And then I get to say tomorrow, I did this and guess what happened? But I really didn't. It was really Amanda. So she's really quite the executor, and she's our chief breakthrough officer. I think she's got a new gig a few months ago, and it's really working out where she just concentrates on breakthroughs, not trying to incrementally make us better, but what are the big things that are going to make us better, and she's doing a great job.
Right. So we had a soccer guy, another board member, and he gave the tip. We really had a problem on getting people on the phone. We were capturing their phone number, their email, but we could never get through on them. And we increased the rate of answering at 53% from like 8%.
Wow. Because you immediately text, right, and say, I'm calling you now or
Immediately,
something?
hi, beautiful, this is Irina. Can I call you in a few minutes to talk with you about our programs? Yes, of course. Oh, my God. This is
So
really
they're using
you?
using Scipio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So explaining that, so I'll try to explain it real quick. So basically, there's a service called Scipio. Somebody calls you. As soon as they call you, you can delay it if you want, or you do it right away. You can text them a message, hey, sorry I missed your call. Just like she did, sorry I missed your call. Can I call you back in just a minute? I'm on the phone with another client right now. Is that okay to call? They'll text back, yes. You get them back. Touchpoint's amazing with phone sales. Something like you're probably about right. You're somebody leaves you a phone number, you can typically only contact maybe 20% of them at best you'll ever physically talk to on the phone, right? The longer that you wait, the worse that number is. So texting them, that would get me. If I agreed to the text, I'm gonna definitely answer the phone.
Right, so they got that touch and they're like, hi, beautiful, oh my God, you really text me, is this really you? It was not me, it wasn't one of the girls. She could just say that I was busy in that moment, so I was actually never actually calling them.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. Another one was the amazing community. Anything I needed, basically I got it like in 30 minutes. I needed one time to hire people, somebody texted me like, I can help you. Yeah. Another time I needed a Jet Smarter subscription. a guy helped me in another
I would have helped
10
you.
minutes.
Somebody helped you with JetSmarter because they got some bonus miles.
Yeah, I got it like in 30 minutes.
JetSmarter is awesome, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's fantastic.
It's an amazing
the
community.
War Room community is our Facebook group, and basically everybody in there, you ask a question. It's really good for, I don't know if you use it for this shit or not, but vetting vendors and vetting software, it's really good. Like, hey, anybody ever use so-and-so? I'm thinking about hiring them to do whatever. That saved me a load of money.
I did once.
Roland saved me $30,000 with some guy once.
Yeah, usually you might not see a post in the group. You just get a call later from somebody going, hey, you're about to hire so-and-so?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Here's why.
No, this guy was making a lot of promises, but I'm not going to say his name, but I called
Roland. Come on, say his name. No, don't do it. I'm joking. Don't do it.
But he was like, I almost, but it's fine. So
cool.
That's the power of the network. Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks.
I actually did this as well. I got asked for a referral for a guy that he was doing some social media advertising, and he told me that the War Room member is actually using his service. I was like, is he reliable? And he was like, yeah, of course you should use it. I used him for so long time. And I was like, okay.
You wouldn't believe how many people get like, hey, what do you think about Bob Watsahachi? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. He says he writes all your copy for all your offers. I'm like, dude, I never heard of the guy. I don't even know who he is. We get that shit. I'm sure, Alex, you probably get that sort of stuff. I get it all the time. You know, people
That's
use
pretty
it.
much all. It's an amazing community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Anybody else got anything to say before we wrap up? Oh, come on up.
Okay, so I wasn't skeptical of you per se, but
God, you should have been.
Since I travel so much for work for my clients, the skeptical part is taking the time out of your week, and but it's really important. Every time I listen to you, I get something valuable, and sometimes it's not necessarily what's on the slide, but your years of experience from learning all the psychology behind these markets.
She's saying I'm really old.
Is like. That's one interpretation. It's really amazing. So just for example, like connecting Maslow's hierarchy to the political climate, to then thinking about, wow, I can apply that to pivot the offers for my clients. Like, why didn't we think of that? Little
I
things
didn't,
like that.
honestly, until very, very recently to put that all together.
Yeah.
That was, but I could tell that something was wrong because nothing I was doing was really working no matter how hard I tried. And I was just doing more of the same stuff. And it was just tough.
And it makes a lot of sense in thinking about what I'm seeing with my clients. I'm like, that's what it is. So we can pivot that. I can apply this knowledge to all my clients. And my son really wanted to come with me since he just got out of school. And he knows that, if as an agency, I know there's some agencies in here, we give a lot. And so it's really important to invest in ourselves. Otherwise, we can't charge what we charge for our value. So I told my son maybe not this time because it might be a little vulgar. But,
what do you mean? Wow, whatever do you mean? Have him go to a Ryan thing.
Yeah.
He won't be offended at all. Ryan's about as offensive as milk.
Yeah. Surprisingly, milk does offend some people.
But he's really smart. I hate that. I hate to say that part. He's really smart.
Things like one of my clients is shifting from a current model to a membership model. And so thinking about how we can call on dopamine for adding a prize, and then call on the serotonin in order to elevate their status, and then talk about the belonging to
oxytocin for the belonging, and those all go together in the order.
Like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And the replacement thing, that's going to help one of my clients.
Replacement,
a lot.
I think, is maybe the biggest concept that I know now. Yeah,
that's
that
huge.
Replacement and premiums. If you tie together replacement and premiums together, your stuff just goes to the moon.
Yeah, I've been preaching premiums to all my clients ever since CNC or whenever you started raving about them, and just some more ideas on scarcity. So a lot of knowledge. I always get something from you, so I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
So it was worth the risk. No, I didn't see a risk because I always get something from you.
Yeah.
And the knowledge, the results I'm taking away are amazing. I would recommend this to my mom.
Where did you get those ideas? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. You had a nice handshake. All right, thank you so much. I think we're going to stop with that. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you taking your time, making your investment, and trusting me. Thank you so much.